Welcome back, children. Once again, this is Ansu here. This time, we'll be seeing the first part of Chapter 7, more on Scratch. Today, we'll be discussing three contents. They are blocks, types of blocks, working with different block categories. Blocks. We write scripts to apply animation to the sprite. Blocks in Scratch are used to write these scripts or codes. In order to apply animation to the sprite, we write scripts in Scratch. And blocks in Scratch are used to write these scripts or codes. Blocks resemble the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. It is like a jigsaw puzzle. They are of different shapes and colors. They have different shapes and colors too. Each block with a different color and shape performs a different action. Each block that you use has a different color and it performs a different action too. Types of blocks. There are 6 different shapes of blocks. They are designed in such a way that 2 blocks fit together just like pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. When you were young, you used to do puzzles. There were small blocks which you used to construct together to get the final image. Similarly, these blocks are also like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle which you need to fit in the correct order in order to get the required output. Now let's discuss the different types of blocks in Scratch. The first one is hat blocks. Hat blocks are placed at the beginning of a script. They look like a hat. Hat blocks are round at the top and have a bump at the bottom. They are rounded at the top and they have a small bump in the bottom. The bump at the bottom ensures that it fits in the notch of the other blocks. It ensures that it fits properly with the notch of the other blocks. There are 11 hat blocks in Scratch. These numbers you should be very familiar. There are 11 hat blocks in Scratch. The next one is stack blocks. Stack blocks are used to execute the main command. For executing the main command, you need the stack blocks. They look like a stack. They have a notch at the top and a bump at the bottom. The notch is designed to fit the bumps of other blocks. It is used to fit with the bumps of other blocks. There are 77 stack blocks. It is the most common block shape in Scratch. You have 77 stack blocks in Scratch and this is the most common block shape in Scratch. Next is Boolean blocks. Boolean blocks are used for true or false conditions. They are hexagonal in shape. There are 13 Boolean blocks in Scratch. For true or false conditions, you need to use the Boolean blocks. They are hexagonal in shape and there are 13 Boolean blocks in Scratch. The next one is reporter blocks. Reporter blocks display values. You can enter numbers or characters in these blocks. For entering numbers or characters, you need to use the reporter blocks. For example, you can ask Sprite to say hello for n number of times by specifying the value in the reporter block. If you want the Sprite to say hello 10 times, for the n, you have to give the number as 10. So it will give you hello 10 times. They have rounded edges. There are 37 reporter blocks in Scratch. There are 37 of them in Scratch. The next one is C blocks. C blocks are used to check conditions or repeat actions for a number of times. These are used for checking conditions. If it is not satisfied, they will repeat the number of steps again and again until the condition is met. As the name suggests, they are C-shaped. They have a notch at the top and bump at the bottom to fit the Boolean blocks. Like all the others, they have a notch at the top and the bump at the bottom. You can expand the mouth of the C block by dragging more blocks into it. You can expand the C part of the C block by dragging blocks into it. It is also known as wrap block. The other name for C blocks is wrap block. Next one is cap blocks. Cap blocks are used to end scripts. They have a notch at the top to accommodate bumps of other blocks and a flat surface at the bottom. There are 2 cap blocks in Scratch. They are used to end the scripts, and they have a notch at the top to accommodate the bumps of other blocks, and a flat surface at the bottom, which shows that it is coming to an end there. There are only 2 cap blocks in Scratch. Now let's discuss working with different block categories. Blocks are not only different in shapes but also colors. There are 8 categories of blocks that can be accessed from block description. There are 8 different categories of block description sections in the blocks palette. Each block category has a different color and is used for a different purpose. Can you see that in figure 7.1 block categories description? There are 8 blocks for 8 different purposes. To display the set of blocks under each category, click the required block category tab from the block categories description box. You need to click on the block category tab from the block categories description section. The set of blocks will be displayed in the blocks palette. For example, when the Looks tab is selected in Block Categories Description section, a set of purple blocks appears as shown in figure 7.2. When you click on Looks section, the respective blocks category under Looks will appear. The script area is used to create scripts. You need to drag the blocks from the blocks palette and place it in the scripts area. If you want to execute a script, the first thing you have to do is you have to pick a block from the blocks category description section to the script area in order to run the script. Now, simple facts. While creating scripts, make sure that the scripts tab is selected in the script area. For creating scripts, you have to always make sure that the script tab is selected in the scripts area. Now let us learn about the 8 different block categories. Motion block. Motion block appears in dark blue color. They are used to move the sprite or change the position of the sprite. Motion blocks is always involved with the movement of the sprite or change of position of the sprite. Among the 17 motion blocks, there are 14 stack blocks and 3 reporter blocks. There are 14 stack blocks and 3 reporter blocks. These 3 reporter blocks you have to enter the different values. Let us understand how motion block works. To rotate the sprite clockwise by 45 degrees, if you want to rotate the sprite clockwise by 45 degrees, then you have to follow the steps given below. You have to click the motion tab. From the blocks palette, drag turn 15 degrees block to the script area. That is the block that you need to move to the script area. You need to drag that block to the script area. Change 15 to 45 in the reporter block. Since we want to move the sprite 45 degrees, you have to change the 15 degrees to 45 degrees. Click the block to see the effect on stage. The sprite moves 45 degree clockwise, as shown in figure 7.5. Can you see this? The sprite which is standing straight has moved 45 degrees clockwise. The next one is Looks block, which is given in purple color. Looks block appear in purple color. They are used to change the appearance or look of the sprite. It is used to change the appearance of the sprite. You can also make the sprite say hello or using looks blocks. Among the 22 looks blocks, there are 18 stack blocks and 4 reporter blocks. Here you have 18 stack blocks and 4 reporter blocks. There are 14 blocks to change the looks of the sprite and 4 blocks to change the look of the stage. So let's understand how the look blocks work. To change the color of the sprite, click the Looks tab. From the blocks palette, drag the Change Color Effect by 25 block to the script area. You need to look for the Change Color Effect by 25 block and move it to the script area. Click the block to view the effect. The sprite color is changed as shown in figure 7.7. The color of the sprite will change accordingly. Next one is sound block. It is pink in color. Sound blocks appear in pink color. They are used to apply sound effects to the project and change the sound settings. Among the 13 sound blocks, there are 11 stack blocks and 2 reporter blocks. You have 13 sound blocks. In that, 11 are stack blocks and 2 are reporter blocks. Let us understand how sound blocks work. Click the Sound tab. You need to click on the Sound tab. From the Blocks palette, drag the Play Sound Mew block to the script area. You have to drag the one that is shown here, that is play sound mu, to the script area. Click the block to view the effect. Then you click on the block to see how the effect runs. The next is pen blocks. Pen blocks appear in dark green color. They are used to control the pen functions. These blocks are basically used to control the pen functions. There are 11 pen blocks which are all stack blocks. To draw a pen, select the pen up block and move the sprite to draw the pen marks. If you want to draw something with the pen, you have to select the pen up block. Look on the right side, you can see the pen down and pen up instructions. You have to go for the pen up block. You need to click on it and move it to draw a line with the pen. How can you draw a line with the pen? Click the pen tab. From the blocks palette, drag the pen down block to the script area. You have to drag the pen down option to the script area. Drag the set pen color to block to the script area below the pen down block. Just below that, you have to drag the set pen color to purple. Here the selected shade is purple. You need to put that just under the pen down option. To move the sprite, click the motion tab. If you want to move the sprite, you have to click on the motion tab. From the blocks palette, drag the go to X and Y option block to the script area below the set pen color to block. Then after the set pen color to block, you have to place go to X coordinate and Y coordinate just below it. Enter the required X and Y values in the reporter blocks. For example, enter the value of X as 148 and Y as 69. The sprite draws lines with the pen. When you give the values as 148 and 69, you get the output as shown in figure 7.10. If you look down, you can see a line has been drawn by the sprite. With this, we come to the end of today's presentation. Thank you.